Hey, back with another video. I'm going to show you how I take a simple t-shirt template and change it and make it your own. So I'm going to go into my design. I'm going to hit t-shirt and hit that. Next, they're going to give you different templates. You can choose pretty much which one you would like to use, and they have a lot of them, different ones. But I'm going to go over here to where I already have mine at. So I'm going to go back to home, and I'm going to go back to this first one that I have right here. Now what I did is, this didn't have the word check at the bottom, but what I did was I put that on there. Let me zoom in some so you can see. It also only had one layer. So what I did is, let me ungroup it. Out the one layer, which they only had that layer, I added my own layers. And I just put these layers up here together because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do once I get into my Cricut. Okay, so I had it like that. Of course, I grouped them all because you always want to group all of your items so that they can go over together. So I grouped it. Okay, that's only if you want them to go ahead and make this t-shirt for you and you don't want to do it yourself, then you would pay this amount right here. But I'm going to go ahead and move him out the way. I'm going to hit share. I'm going to hit download. Now I want to take this as a SVG, not a PNG, and not a PDF, and not a PNG or a JPEG. So we're going to go down here where it say SVG. I'm going to say transparent background because I don't want the black background. You're going to hit that. You're going to hit download. And it will let you know when it arrives over into your computer area where you would take and put it into whatever cutting machine software that you want to use. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel because I already have this. I'm going to hit that. We're going to go into Cricut. We are now in Cricut Design Space. You want to open up a blank page because you're going to start new. So I'm going to go over here to upload, which is in my side panel. If you can see my cursor right there, it's the second one from the bottom on your left hand column. And then here I am right here. I'm going to go ahead and hit this. I'm going to say add to canvas. We're going to let it think for a little while so it can bring it in. Okay, now everything, and let me make this small so you can see. Everything came in how I already had it over there. Go down one more time. Okay, now this came in like this, and it says reality check. This one is the one I already put together, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off of the screen because I've already completed that. Now what you want to do right here is ungroup it. So you will go up here to your right top corner and you will see the word ungroup. You want to ungroup that. And I want to take check out. Wait a minute. I want to take the word check out, so I'm going to go across this. And I'm going to group that back, which it'll now say group. Group that. We're going to go up here again, and at the eyeball, we're going to simply take it off. Now, I want to go ahead and, because I'm going to slice each layer of my 3 different colors. The best way that I see is to do one. I didn't need all of those. I could have just did this by having just one of the words reality. So I'm going to hit on this. Let me take and group this back. Group it back. Okay, now I'm going to go through my layer panel over here on the side. And I'm going to take off what I don't need. You can't just hit this up here, because if you hit that, it'll take everything off. So you want to leave that like it is, and you just go in here and simply take it off. Some people might know an easier way. I'm just showing you what I do, what's convenient for me, how I work around this. I'm going to take and do that like that. I'm going to take all of that off. So give me a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, we have our bottom layer right here. Next, we're going to pull our orange layer. We're going to stack that right about here, because we want to make sure. And I'm going to pull this back out so y'all can see as well as I. We have all of that together. Now I'm going to take and put my blue layer in here, which will be the top. Now I need to bring it back out so I can see, and bring it up. You want to make sure everything is completely how you want it to be. Okay, now that I have all that, I'm going to group it. So we're going to make our box. And all I'm doing is holding down the shift key and moving my other hand across my mouse area. Now that we have all that together, you see in your top corner, you're going to hit group. Now, right here you have a padlock. I'm going to unlock that padlock, and I know that I want this side, so you're going to backspace. I want this side to be 9, which is my height. And then I'm going to hit the word enter. I know my width, and I'm backspacing again. I know I want my width to be about 8. I'm going to hit 8. I'm going to hit the word enter. Everything switches, and it also shows you right here, you have 8 wide by 9 high. I'm going to go ahead and take my padlock, and I'm going to lock it back. Now we're going to go over here to the side panel, and let me make sure you can see. Right here at the top, and it says the word make it. Being that I already have my Cricut cord plugged in, and I have my Cricut on, we're going to hit the word make. I'm going to show you what your screen looks like. Okay, I have down to my first layer, which is my white layer. I'm going to go in here. You want to hold down your shift key, and you want to take your mouse pad and go across this. As you can see, it is together with a box around it. You want to go back up here to the word group, which is your right top corner. Once you have that, I'm going to go ahead and change my color, which would change the color right next to where it says base cut. I'm going to make that blue. Now I'm going to hit on it again. I'm going to say duplicate. Let me make sure I grouped it. Okay. All right. Come on, baby. I'm going to hit the word group. I apologize. Hit the wrong one. Now, I want to change this color because I want to be able to see it as I switch up and I do my cut layers. So now that I've changed this orange, you want to go down here to where it says combine. Pull up that. You want to hit weld. Let that weld together. We're going to hit the blue. We're going to go back over here to combine also and hit weld. Now, I'm going to show you why I welded those. I'm going to drop this right on top, so I need to hit arrange, which is at the top. And your drop down menu, you're going to hit bring to front. I'm going to go ahead and bring this to the front. And as I do that, I don't want it to be on top of each other quite too much. I want to bring it over here to the side. And let me bring this up, magnify this a little bit so you can see it. Bring that up and bring it up a little bit more so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, now I don't want it completely on the top. I want it so it would have a 3D effect. So we're going to go in like this. That is how I want it. But you want to make sure you check and see that everything is completely how you would want it to be before we hit the word slice. Okay, so we want it just like that. And the reason why I'm going in here and slicing this is because a lot of vinyls do not allow you to be able to put them on top of each other. Now, if you do put them on top of each other, I guarantee you that not all of them will stay once you do 1 or 2 washings. So you want to go in here, group this together like this. Down here in your lower panel, you're going to see the word slice. Now you will know that you do not have everything together because the word slice will not show up. So being that it has showed up, I know that all of my different colors are grouped together as one. So all of my blue is together and all of my orange is together. We're going to hit the word slice. You got to give it a minute to think. Once it think, then you can pull out what you do not want. Okay, so pretty much you look at this and see how you would like for this to be on there. Now, I know that I want this to not be like that. So I'm going to take and do this like this. I'm going to put it back in here and see. I could go for something like that because what I'm going to do is this orange right now. I'm going to go ahead and, okay, I forget it. Once you touch that thing, it'll go over real quick. So let me pull this back up. Okay, we're going to do that again. We're going to come back over here. Okay, now, I know I do want this orange, and let me bring it over a little bit more before we go through that again. I know I do want this orange piece right here. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to now change this to a yellow so that I can see it. So now I'm going to also take this yellow. I'm going to hit the word arrange, and I'm going to take this to the back. I want it in the back now because what I'm trying to do is make sure that when I layer this off, everything will fit exactly like I want it. I'm going to pull this down a little bit more. And I'm pretty much liking that, how I got it. But I am going to change this color. This color that I have as yellow. And you go over to your side panel right here. And you just click on to see where your color group is. Okay, this one is still saying blue. But that's not my blue. That's my yellow. It should have been yellow. Okay, this one we don't need. We're going to go ahead and knock him out. All right, now I'm trying to get back to my yellow. So what I'm going to do is move my orange over because I know I want that one. And I think I'm going to change that. Yeah, I do want the orange. I'm trying to look at my colors I have over here that I already want. Okay, blue. I'm going to leave that blue right there. But I'm going to make that blue a light blue. Okay, and this yellow, I'm gonna, well, it really don't matter as far as your colors actually on here because it's whatever color you decide that you want it to be. But the reason why I'm changing up my colors is because I need to make sure I have all of that together, and I do. Now, I did not come in and size everything together to the size I want. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in here Make sure I have everything together like I want it. Trying to slide it so you can see it too. And we're going to go in here and I'm going to resize everything. I have a few little pieces of tape. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take and go right here. And you can cut this down how you want to. Or you could not use any tape at all if you don't want to. It's whatever you choose to do. You want to make crafting and making things fun, not hard and complicated. And I'm going to go right across here. I'm going to pull this like that. And I'm going to do the last little corner, making sure everything is laying flat like it should. Okay, now I'm going to show you another tip. This is just what I do. And don't come for me. Them spots are on there, y'all, and they will not come up because I use my Cricut a lot, okay? But what I do is I go in here where my actual blade is. You see this right here? You want to take a regular ball of aluminum foil, ball it up. You want to take your hand like this. You want to take and push up. And you see right here, you have your blade. And all I do is take my ball and I go in, keeping it pushed down. See how I got it pushed down? You want to keep it pushed down. You want to simply go in here, and all you're doing is sharpening your blade. Once you finish that, retract it, stick it back in the holder. Make sure it's all the way down, because you're going to be mad if you don't have it all the way down. You're going to take and do like this, making sure it's all the way down in the house. And all I do is hold on. And this right here, you want to make sure your latch is completely latched. And that is how I make sure I get a good cut. Now that we have finished that, remember our light is flashing. In between these pieces right here, see them little grooves right here? You want to make sure your mat is going through there. We're going to hit this button. I always take and hold my mat while I'm doing that. Let me pull you up. Now you have the other flashing light, which is your C. Let me make sure you can see that. See the C is flashing now? You want to take your mat. I always hold mine. Now you can do whatever you choose to do, but I always hold mine, so I'm holding y'all and the mat. I'm going to hit the C. I'm going to hold my other hand on there. Now that the C has stopped flashing, it's going to take the mat from us, and it's going to start cutting. When it finished cutting out all of our different colors, I will come back and show you how I weed mine out. I have went in and checked on my computer. That piece that I was showing y'all right here, it is needed. So that's why I said don't be afraid to go back and double check your computer to make sure that you are not taking out the pieces that you need for your design. So I just smoothed that back down. I took my picking tool and put it right back in place where it needs to be at. And just like this, okay, got another piece trying to come up that I know I need. So you just go in, gently pull. Pull right there. Take your little picker. Pull it up a little bit. And you can smooth that down with your hand, or you can get a scraper. And you want to go in and smooth that down just like that. And when you finish, you have your first layer completely put together. Okay, so far we have two parts of our design that's already weeded out. You got your white part, which is going at the very bottom. We got the first blue inner part to our word. Now we're getting ready to work on our orange. I'm going to go in here. This is just tape that I had on there. Just simply take it off before you weed out your design, because you don't want it to go against you trying to take out and weed out the parts that you don't need. And it's nothing but the painter's tape I had. We're going to throw that away. All right, we're going to look on this side at our design. not so easy to see. No, this is not so easy to see. Let me make sure I'm using the right one. Okay, this got to be the right one. It just look like I don't see any cut lines. So I'm going to have to be careful. I'm going to go in here like this at the edge. Just making sure I'm pulling the right one. Yeah, I see a cut line. Look like I see a cut now. I can feel it a little bit. But sometimes you got to be careful because you never know. Okay, just go in like this. I feel something coming off. And it look like it's going around. So, looking on my machine. Okay, I went this way with it. So, let me go in around this way. Because sometimes it's a little tricky. A little tricky sometimes. Don't want to go too far in because, like I said, I don't want to mess up my design. Okay, come on now. Come on now. Behave. Gonna go in like that. And we're gonna pull. We're gonna pull till we get to where our design is cut out. I know I did do my settings right. I don't know why we don't feel nothing yet. But it will get there. I hope this is not extra piece. Let me look real good because I don't want to have all that extra over there when I could have cutting that out. So we can have that just in case we might need something for another design or some little small piece. We'll have that for later. Okay, so this is the side my design on. Let me take a braid and go back across that. And being that this orange is so thick, kind of hard for me to have seen that. But I'm going to go ahead and smooth that back down. And when I get close over to the side, I'm going to show you how you can still look and be able to cut that off. We're going to go in here like this. We're going to pull. Take our time because I'm going from the side now. I'm not going from the top of the design like I did before. Just go in. Like I said, if you got your cut line set up, being that this orange is kind of dark for me, that's the reason why I can't see it too good. But guess what? We're going to get through it. And we're going to go in like that. Keep going. Keep pulling off. And now I'm starting to see my design a little bit. And I see that it is pulled off. It is very, very thin. So I'm going in here. All of this is off. So we pull that piece off. That's why I say don't be afraid to revert back to your design. And I'm trying to see where I'm at. There we go. There we go. So we're pulling that off. I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to pull this off. And you just keep on pulling to where your cut lines are. Sometimes it's okay. It's easy to make easy designs, but sometimes you gotta do a little outside of the box. Make it fun. You can make it fun and exciting by finding something that's gonna take you out of your element a little bit. There we go. And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna come around like this. Put those in the trash. Keep forgetting I had this trash can behind me right now. Okay, we're gonna go around. We're gonna go in and just keep going with it, keep going with it. But like I said, if you need to, always look and revert back to your design. Because you don't want to have to try to make and remake if you don't have to. We're gonna take our time and go in. And I hope everybody is enjoying this tutorial. If you are not already connected to me, I hope that you will like, subscribe, and also leave me a comment. Let me know how you like this video. I'll go in like this. Gonna pull out that piece because I know I do not need it. And the other piece will come up with it. And we're gonna keep going. I have went in and checked on my computer. That piece that I was showing y'all right here, it is needed. So that's why I said don't be afraid to go back and double check your computer to make sure that you are not taking out the pieces that you need for your design. So I just smoothed that back down. I took my picking tool and put it right back in place where it needs to be at. And just like this, okay, got another piece trying to come up that I know I need. So you just go in, gently pull. Pull right there. Take your little picker. Pull it up a little bit. And you can smooth that down with your hand. Or you can get a scraper. And you want to go in and smooth that down just like that. And when you finish, you have your first layer completely put together. Okay, so far we have two parts of our design that's already weeded out. You got your white part, which is going at the very bottom. We got the first blue inner part to our word. Now we're getting ready to work on our orange. I'm gonna go in here. This is just tape that I had on there. Just simply take it off before you weed out your design, because you don't want it to go against you trying to take out and weed out the parts that you don't need. And it's nothing but the painter's tape I had. We're going to throw that away. All right, we're going to look on this side at our design. Not so easy to see. No, this is not so easy to see. Let me make sure I'm using the right one. Okay, this got to be the right one. It just look like I don't see any cut lines. So I'm going to have to be careful. I'm going to go in here like this at the edge. Just making sure I'm pulling the right one. Yeah, I see a cut line. Look like I see a cut now. I can feel it a little bit. But sometimes you got to be careful because you never know. Okay, just go in like this. I feel something coming off. And it look like it's going around. So, looking on my machine. Okay, I went this way with it. So, let me go in around this way. But sometimes it's a little tricky. Sometimes. Don't want to go too far in because, like I said, I don't want to mess up my design. Okay, come on now. Behave. Gonna go in like that. And we're gonna pull. We're gonna pull till we get to where our design is cut out. I know I did do my settings right. I don't know why we don't feel nothing yet. But it will get there. I hope this is not extra piece. Let me look real good because I don't want to have all that extra over there when I could have cutting that out. So we can have that just in case we might need something for another design or some little small piece. We'll have that for later. Okay, so this is the side my design on. Let me take a brayer and go back across that. And being that this orange is so thick, kind of hard for me to have seen that. But I'm going to go ahead and smooth that back down. And when I get close over to the side, I'm going to show you how you can still look and be able to cut that off. We're going to go in here like this. We're going to pull. Take our time because I'm going from the side now. I'm not going from the top of the design like I did before. Just go in. Like I said, if you got your cut line set up, being that this orange is kind of dark for me, that's the reason why I can't see it too good. But guess what? We're going to get through it. And we're going to go in like that. Keep going. Keep pulling off. And now I'm starting to see my design a little bit. And I see that it is pulled off. It is very, very thin. So I'm going in here. All of this is off. So we pull that piece off. That's why I say don't be afraid to revert back to your design. And I'm trying to see where I'm at. There we go. There we go. So we pulling that off. I'm gonna put that to the side. I'm gonna pull this off. And you just keep on pulling to where your cut lines are. Sometimes it's okay. It's easy to make easy designs, but sometimes you gotta do a little outside of the box. Make it fun. You can make it fun and exciting by finding something that's gonna take you out of your element a little bit. There we go. And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna come around like this. Put those in the trash. Keep forgetting I had this trash can behind me right now. Okay, we're gonna go around. We're gonna go in and just keep going with it, keep going with it. But like I said, if you need to, always look and revert back to your design. Because you don't want to have to try to make and remake if you don't have to. And we're gonna take our time and go in. And I hope everybody is enjoying this tutorial. If you are not already connected to me, I hope that you will like, subscribe, and also leave me a comment. Let me know how you like this video. I'll go in like this. Gonna pull out that piece because I know I do not need it. And the other piece will come up with it. And we're gonna keep going. Okay, so we have that layer that we just took apart. We just weeded it out. Now here goes the blue layer. We're gonna take and we're gonna line it up just like this to make sure we have everything cut out the way it should. And from what I can see, we have done an excellent job in lining up everything the way it should. I'm going to get set up again, and we're going to go into weeding out our last little piece. And then it's going to be time to press our design onto a shirt. Okay, I have our last little piece. Now, the reason why this looks uneven and everything, this is a long roll. And when you have a 12 by 12 mat, this is much longer than a 12 by 12 mat because a lot of times I like to buy the big long rolls. So what you have to do is you have to actually take your scissors and go in and cut your design or cut the length and the measurements that you need out of your big rolls. We're going to go in here, and I know I did not leave that much space for this particular vinyl because I did, like I said, had to go in and cut it off of the roll myself. Okay, and just like that, we have started weeding. This one is not going to be as difficult as the other pieces because if you can recall, and let me go over here and pull it up on my cheat sheet to make sure I'm right. So we're going to get our pieces out the way. I'm going to put them right on top of the cutting machine. I want to pull up my cheat sheet to make sure I am right and pulling it out. Yes, this is our big piece that is more or less more in whole than these pieces are. So this is going to be very, very easy for us to weed out. You can just pull like that. And this one should come pretty much pulled apart with no problem. You might have to go in there and maybe pull out like a piece out of the R, the A. But as far as actually going in and having too much of a difficult, there is none. And like you can see, I don't have a problem too much. of going in here and just pulling. And guess what? It all has to do with how you set up your cutting machine. Okay, I see an extra piece that want to attach on we don't need. Another thing, if you get these little straggly little pieces, when you cut, make sure you pull those off because that will be in your design. You see any little pieces that is attached to your currier machine that you don't need in your design, please make sure you pull them off. Trust me, trial and error. I can tell you about it. Trial and error. We're gonna just pull off our little smaller intricate piece we had, and just like that, we are finished that. Now all we have to do is go in and pull out 1 or 2 little pieces out of here. And as you can see, we almost there. This is where our little cup come in handy at. Got that piece. Okay, we got the extra little piece in the A. Let me make sure nothing else. I'm looking sideways out from my light so that way I can make sure I'm getting in to all of our extra little pieces. Just like that, we out. All right, I know we got our aura to get through. I'm pulling our aura out. Okay, don't attach to us. Okay, we're gonna look sideways again. All of that is pulled off. Gonna go in again and look, and the only thing I need is my A and my R out. Gonna pull that out. We're gonna go in and pull our piece out of our aura. And I'm gonna look over it again in my light. Gotta sometimes turn it sideways. Okay, and just like that, we are finished. Next, we're gonna be at the heat press. We now have everything set up at our heat press. Before we cut our heat press on, you wanna make sure you have the item of your choice that your HTV will go on. Mine is a Gildan t-shirt. It is black. It is 100%. I have my scissors. I have my items that we just weeded out, and I put that on my mat, and I put it right here. You also want to make sure you have a Teflon sheet. You might need it, you might not need it. But I have these items together. Before we take the moisture out of our t-shirt, we're going to go to our heat press. Going to cut it on. I'm going to hit the word set, and we're going to go at 330, which is good for me. And it says 15 seconds, but I need to go up. I'm going to take it up to, let's do about, this don't take too long. Let's do like 30, we'll do 30. Okay, now that we have that set, we're going to go ahead and open this up. Always go in here and make sure I have all of my padding to my heat press lined up and together. I have my main Teflon sheet that I keep down, and all I do is just switch it back and forth, switch it over, however. Now, we're going to go in here with our shirt. And while that is heating up, I'm going to make sure that's pulled back. Another thing you want to have too, and a lot of people use it and some people don't, and that is your lint roller. I am going to use that lint roller today because it looks like it's a lot of black specks on my shirt. But we're going to go just like this. Your neck piece, we're going to put that together just like that. Our arm pieces, we're going to come all the way down. We're going to line those two up. And sorry for shaking, y'all. We're going to shake, shake. We're going to go here to this side, and we're going to make sure everything is completely together, almost like we're going to fold our shirt up and put it away. Okay, after we do that, we're going to make sure everything is lined up. We're going to take the moisture out of our shirt. So I'm just basically going in here, making sure everything is smoothed out, pretty much. Okay, I need to pull it up again and do it another shake, because we want to make sure it's smooth. Because our heat press is going to take the moisture out, and it's going to also be our guide. Now, another thing. You don't want to put your design completely at your neck, so you're going to take 4 fingers. Go from this band piece right here. That's 4 fingers down. I'm going to take and put my hand right here because I know that's 4 fingers down. And I'm actually going to hold on to that, shake my shirt. And as I'm putting that on to not only take the moisture out, I'm also putting a cheek guide right down the middle of my shirt. But I also put my 4 fingers up here because this will let me know where I can start my design at. So we're going to hang that off. Because like I said, 4 fingers from the top. I'm going to move up just a slight bit. And this right here, as I'm taking the moisture out, is also putting a line down the middle of our shirt. We're going to go down just for a few seconds. I got to loosen up. I had this on tight for something else I worked on. Okay, now we can go down and click that just for a few seconds. Okay, that's good. As we continue to wait for our heat press to heat up, we're going to go ahead and prep our shirt with our vinyl. And as you can see, you see that line? We got our line straight down the middle of our shirt. And we also got the cutoff piece right here. I'm going to take, because I have lint on here, I'm going to take this roller and get my roller together and I'm just shaking pretty much to make sure my line is straight. This piece right here, which is your neck, you don't want your neck on the heat press now unless you are doing a design on there. So we're going to hang that off the back of the heat press. We want to also make sure we lined up. So you have your 2 points, which is under your arm. You're going to take and make sure that they are lined up correctly. Now we're going to go in here with our heat press. Our lint roller. I always put something on the outside of my lint roller. And I'm going to take and peel this off out the way. Stick it on the side for right now. And I think I need to make another sheet, another clean sheet. Let's pull that apart. Throw that away. And we're going to go in here and we're going to give this just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm telling you, if you do see particles on your clothes, make sure you take that off because it will be stuck in your design. We have our first layer on. We went down for 30 seconds, not minutes, just 30 seconds. And now we're going to go ahead and take our time and peel this off because you have other layers to put on here. You don't want to stretch your design out and have too many complications. And just like that, this went on with no problem. As you can see me peeling it straight off. Nothing on the carrier sheet. That way you know you did good. We're going to throw that away. Now, I'm going to look at this and figure out exactly how I want to put this on. We're going to go ahead with the orange layer next. Once I figure out. Okay, they so locked into each other. Okay, now we're going to line this up just right. And remember what I said, if you ever need to have a referment back because you're not sure of your design, just look at your screen of where you first designed it at, and that will help you. That is your cheat guide on making sure everything is lined up just right. And if you don't feel like it cut out right, you can always go in and somehow or another make sure you're taking cut and paste, cut and paste, and put your pieces together so that when you line it up, it will be just right. Sometimes though, you might have to go in, check and pull and tug at your material so you have it set right. I'm going to take and pull this down a little bit, and I'm going to take and pull like that, making sure I get everything into place like I need it to be. Just like that. I'm going to go down. We ain't going to be long on this one because I think one of these is my puff vinyl, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I'm going to go down for a few and then I'll be back. Okay, we are back. I went down for 10 like I said, and yes, I was right. This is my puff vinyl. So we're going to go ahead and just peel straight on off, because puff is a wonderful thing. If you get used to using it, it's a wonderful thing. I love puff. But this is how our shirt is looking so far. I'm going to bring it in so you can get a close-up, so you can just look at it, because it came in very nice. Once you put your design together, like I said, you take your time, you cut out the pieces you need to cut out, and it will layer just like that. But we're going to put this back down. I'm not going to put the puff piece back down on here because sometimes some puff will conform to the point where if you over puff, it won't come out right. And you don't want that. So we're going to layer this off of the machine. I'm going to take and slide it down a little bit. I know I want the word check to go right here. So we're going to smooth this out on the machine. Bring it down a little bit more. So this part is off of the machine. I'm going to go ahead and do a moisture check on this because I know I did not do this part of the machine. Just a few seconds off. There we go. We're going to take our word check. I'm going to go right in right here because I don't want it too far down. And just like that, I'm going to put that on there like that. I don't have to do a Teflon sheet, but I am. And we're going to go down for 30 and come back. Okay, y'all remember how I said I put some vinyls together and wasn't sure if they was puff? Bam. Another puff one, y'all. So, you have to make sure you don't mix your stuff up like Miss Nita did. But however, I'm glad I did not go down too long so our puff would not be messed up. I'm going to give me a minute. I'm going to turn everything off. I'm going to bring you in closer. We're going to talk about the shirt and then we're going to be done. Okay, we have now finished our shirt. I'm going to get in so you can look further at it. See how I have set it up. How I have cut it out. How I have put it together. This right here, again, is your puff vinyl. If you look at it from the side, I'm trying to give you a good picture of it. You look from the side, you see how it's raised up. And then if you come down here to the word check, you see how it is also raised up. You don't want to set your puff down too long, but at the same token, you want it to puff up. As you can see, I'm turning it to the side. You can see that it is raised up. But that is our word. That is our put together design that you started in Canva. You went on and went through Cricut. And you end up at the heat press. And this is what you got. A reality check. Y'all be safe in these streets.